Welcome back, everybody. Final Fantasy XIV once again, and we're here in front of Tiamat. There's a very big imprisoned dragon here in Azeroth that we last seen in Heaven's Ward. And we're finally going to be able to talk to him again, so let's go ahead and do that. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
That my sins should be repeated. I sense not the faintest stirring. As to who called him forth, I know none save the dragons of Merecida, our children. The Elkon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Elegon's dark designs.
Much like those held here in Asisla. If dragons who worship Bahamut are required to summon him, that must mean...
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Cursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again you have profaned the memory of my beloved, and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity, for there are no depths to which you will not stoop.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong. Nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have from me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice.
Ale
Recall, mortals, that it was I who did summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood willed. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. It is of little matter, for even I had the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes to bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow, for the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all those who have suffered for my sins I shall fight with you, child of man. Alright, let's see how this goes for us. We are going to cure temperament on a First Brood dragon. That's be quite the achievement. While Perxis have been shown to be effective in curing the temper, Tyr might be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we'd be hard-pressed to contain her. Then before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Well, yes, we can indeed. The Allagans kept detailed records on all the notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I know Alpha and Narn here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Instidian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of the star. Though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair. I well understand how hard it is to dare dream to escape. It took the courage of braver souls than I am to make me make that first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Maybe when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see, ahem. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Yes, we are familiar with it. The Atherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may as well take this, a spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. Suppose that could seem rather odd to explain. Rambros, ERNJ, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during a previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as a being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I presume that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. I seem worth a try, at least. Agreed, we'll take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Seems like I'm definitely having some issues tonight with the recording, which is unfortunate. But we'll continue to press on and see how well it goes for us, I guess. Somebody, Xenos, achieved the Freebird Azival achievement I see in the chat there. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and head on up this way and see if we can't get somewhere. It looks like we're heading all the way up. Ah, there we go. We found it. Let's split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity. Let's let Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the irrelevant node of nodes. Once we've learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare nodes prior to proceeding. Oh, let's find out what's going on then. There's a Sphinx around. Probably just beat that up, huh? Yeah. 20 levels is definitely a difference. Ah, we found one. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. That's not it. There's one up there, though. Data link of Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Revise deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. The last one's down there. Scheduled Dragon Restraint maintenance due in 2020 years. Negative 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled system release. That sounds like that could be promising. I'm afraid Instini and I have little to show our efforts. Did you find anything? Yes, a chirping node, which spontaneously warned me about neglecting dragon restraints. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising, almost suspiciously so, in fact. Then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Gaha spoke. It was chirping, you say? Well, very well, let's take a closer look. I think we just zoom around this bottom area, I'm assuming. Should let us go around it, right? Yeah, that's fine. Is it around this? Yeah, it is, okay. You wish to operate the Dragon restraint mechanisms. You do not have the risk of access privileges. Operation of the Dragon restraint mechanism may only be undertaken by the chief technologist or members of the royal family. Or those of a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as a member of the royal family. Please state your name. Narn Scorch Dust. Welcome, Narn Scorch Dust. You may operate the Dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. System update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I could say, confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I'm unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. The issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within this flagship. So can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update as far as I can tell. To which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating application protocols. I'm here to help, rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the update process. Well, gratifying, but I dare say we fare better with guidance than without it. Alrighty. Little hiccup in the plan, but I'm sure it won't take much. Got any user to your terminal this way, please? Is it down here? Where is it? There's an entrance here, I think. Yeah, we can't go that way. Yeah, it's telling me it's below, so it's either gonna be... Okay, there it is, okay. Let's see, according to the terminal, the central control system presently employing software version 56.135. Did I ask which version you are employing? My software version 42002, of course. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Are there any options? Resistance using this terminal to operate TMS restraints instead. The proposed method is indeed an option, but please be warned, however, the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update. My instructions may no longer be accurate. I can't imagine it be too much a change, all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we should be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we made any progress. Yes, it does however require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via Link Pearl once I'm ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you leave the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I'll be certain to return it to G'raha Tia once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. Before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Albigan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. It was in the same Ishgard where they smoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus you have made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. I so must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. I see little point in reasoning with the wrench. Or remembering, for that matter. Perhaps there's a difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it's but the famous glimmer. I only hope that you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus. Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together at Weissart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited. There may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to have wished that you had dealt the healing blow. So save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphonse has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Alright, let's go ahead and head on back then, which is a little bit of a ways back, I think. Go, flying polar bear. Leave your ice around the world. There's definitely some other people around too. They're all like level 80s as well, looks like. Stinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of the stone with him. I take it from Alphonse's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you're off talking to nodes, G'raha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leaned strongly towards the Emerald, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quality of ether, which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. I need all the ether I can get, thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than those suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? And she mentioned it, and very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk, it's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphonse to disengage the restraints of ethereal dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Such warmth, that frost that shrouded my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten of war with the men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Lauren, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of the times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Assassins. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mercedia could have lasted for eternity, but alas it was not to be. The Assassins saw to that. In all of creation I know of none who more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Allag first came onto Mercia, onto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. Took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mercedia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. On our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates to the writings of the Sherlanian scholar Urusha. So she posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. Only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Just was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. As the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land among themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as the numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered of blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, of him presiding over the affairs of men. The land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony, too, were fated to end, for the men of Allag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid this world of the Assassins together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above if the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear that when this is over. Keep going, I say. The magic is working. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could prepare me for this to treat a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it, and while I've only got a few more drops of either left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. And I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to do that. Alright, here we go.
No! I'm almost there! This is it, Angelo!
Yes, I feel it. The Icon's grip growing weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like a manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, and I know. I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you. Hell has my gratitude, little one.
Alphinaud's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Bahamut, my love. For vengeance and atonement I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalta settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphinaud? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Alright. Well, we got Tiamat successfully untempered and apparently gonna fight with us. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. It would be wiser to gather the full strength of Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. already sent word to the others. We are due to rendezvous at Udal at the Hall of Flames. Let's collect Aphanon and be on our way. And the spot is now empty. They're gonna just set us at Udal. That'd be pretty nice. Oh, they did. It seems like they're getting better about just kind of placing us to the spots we need to be. Now, I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say that Turfy have other plans. Paglathan is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Terrapin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. It is good to hear that Udal has not abandoned the Amajah. Abandon them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Your Grace. Marshal Terrapin has made provisions for such an exigency and was ready to depart at the moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of the intervention. Nor is Udal alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Paglatha. Yet even for combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconian horde resides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amajah show any signs of tempering. Strange, what probably will turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so, Primals will not want to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anybody could fight him, and Narn and the others like her wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle to best through a mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming that as you're ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you're able. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. All I for now am inclined to do is her Grace requests. Lest we forget, Arenvald and Fordolia are in Paglathan on recon. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed, to the airship then. Alright, so that's probably going to be the spot where they're going to have the dungeon waiting for us, I'm assuming. Let me think for a moment. So I believe the shards will take me straight to the airship spot, so let me see. So I think the airship landing is always the thing that unlocks when you find all the shards in the city. Now maybe not so much anymore, because the Shadowbringers didn't really have any air sports type of things going on, so... Greetings, we've been expecting you. Say the word and we should report for Paglothan at once. And that's our dungeon. This is going to be the last dungeon of the main story quest line in any case. As after this it's going to be just story until the ends, and then we'll have to wait for Endwalker for more main story questing. In any case, I'll go ahead and end this video. In the next one we'll be doing this dungeon, so I'll see you guys then.